All right. Welcome to episode 4 of the Flags and Whistles podcast. I am Elias, Stowell, Aleman, and I am co-hosting with
Carson, Flake.
And for the very first time, we have our first guest introducing Kieron Murray.
Yeah, I'm Kieron Murray, big Liverpool fan. Been a big Liverpool fan since I was younger. I don't really have a specific NFL team, but I was obsessed with the Legion of Boom growing up, so I guess I could say I really like the Seahawks.
There you go.
But I wouldn't say they're my favorite team.
There you go. Well, we're happy to have you here, Kieron. This is big for us as our first guest.
Yeah.
So we're excited. We have NFL this week, and we have the return of the Premier League. So lots to talk about. We'll get right into it. Happy to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Do you want to just get straight into it? Anything else you want to say, Ron?
Pleasure to be here. Thank you
This is your time
for
to
having
shine
me on the
bro.
podcast.
Of course, bro.
I'm excited. All right. Bengals versus Steelers is the first game. We're going to jump right into it. Let's go. I forgot. I should have done that when we introduced Ron. My bad. All right. Joe Flacco legacy game. Yeah. I mean, what a performance from him. 3 touchdowns, and also both of the quarterbacks were over the age of 40.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. 3 touchdowns, 342 yards, and that's the 23rd fourth quarter comeback of Joe Flacco's 18-year career.
That was my favorite game to watch this weekend because it felt like
that far.
It felt. Oh no, it absolutely was. It felt like turning back the clock for me.
Fair.
It felt like I was a kid again watching Joe Flacco, Aaron Rodgers just duel it out in a shootout. I gotta say though, Joe Flacco's been with the Bengals for 10 days, and the connection he had with his wide receivers was phenomenal. Like he was leading every pass. He knew where Jamar Chase was going to be. It was great to see.
We finally got to see some Jamar Chase in action. I mean, he went off this week.
Yeah.
Went off, and it was good to see him getting the touches on the ball as well as T. Higgins. Higgins got himself a touchdown this weekend. It's good to get them their confidence back, and hopefully the Bengals can maybe turn this around a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, though, one thing to point out is the Bengals could have easily lost that game had Rodgers not thrown 2 interceptions.
That's true.
That completely changed the game, but obviously still a great performance. Dropping 33 in a game that, with a team that you barely have ever played with is crazy. So let's move on. Another high-scoring game. This one in London, Sunday morning, when the Rams played the Jaguars. Now, before we get to the score, if nobody saw it, I don't want to give it away. So the Rams actually went with a different method on getting to the game than every other team has done in the past.
Don't tell me they went by boat.
Okay, not like that.
That would take forever.
They took a cruise. No,
They left last Sunday and arrived on Sunday.
no, actually the complete opposite. So most teams go there a couple days early, try to acclimate to the the time change where they are. What the Rams did was flew in 24 hours before kickoff.
Wow.
So they flew in on Saturday morning and had the game Sunday. And I saw these headlines coming in. They're like, is this going to bode well for the Rams? Is this a horrible idea and it's going to really fall off? They were actually practicing at Camden Yards prior to going. So then the flight would be right there. So it worked out real well. They won the game 35-7. And Stafford, 5 touchdowns, but only 182 yards. And Devontae Adams caught 3 of them.
Yeah.
So no Puka Nacua this week too. So I think Stafford is, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he's been very consistent for the years prior to this year as well. So I honestly think Stafford, without his wide receiver 1, without Cooper Kupp too. Cooper Kupp was traded.
Yeah.
Making it happen, 5 passing touchdowns. That's a statement.
Yeah.
That's major. And I'm going to have to agree with Ron there that I think Stafford's up there right now.
We've talked about this.
We've talked about this. And he gets by being not that talked about because you have, the younger quarterbacks in the league, the Lamars, the Josh Allens, et cetera. But, yeah, he's been consistent for years. Mm-hmm. And to do it without Puka Nacua and to rely on guys like Tutu Atwell and the tight ends, he had a great game.
Well, we've always talked about kind of if he had such a, like in his prime, like let's say like 7 years ago, if he had a real like good team, not that era of Lions with him prior to getting traded to the Rams, what would he have done?
Yeah.
Because he is showing that he's still got it quite a few years out of his prime. He's been in the league for a long time.
Dude, I love this, that like the old quarterbacks are like shining through.
I know.
They're cooking.
It's so fun to watch.
But also the brand new young quarterbacks are also doing the same thing. To be honest, Drake May, for example. We're moving on to the Pats, Titans.
We're going there. All right, we're going there.
We're just keep it rolling.
Yeah, I love it.
So Mike Vrabel versus old team. Everyone was excited about that, especially here. I mean, Ron, are you a Pats fan?
I mean, I like the Pats. I grew up in New England, so I feel like by default, in the Tom Brady era, I have to show some kind of give them their flowers. I mean, I can't hate on the Patriots.
Yeah.
Although they're not my favorite team, they were dominant for so many years that it's like growing up in New England, you have to like the Patriots at least a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Of course. Well, Drake May showed his class. 222 yards for 2 touchdowns. But the coolest stat about that whole thing, he had his best passing percentage in Patriots history.
0 incompletions.
Yeah, well, 91.3% was his passing percentage. And the next best was Tom Brady in 2009 with an 88.55. So not just a little bit better, a lot better than arguably the best quarterback of all time.
Yeah, super impressive. And, you know, playing against a battered and obviously one of the lower-end teams right now in the NFL in the Titans, but impressive nonetheless. I mean, like we've said in previous episodes, like if you make it to the NFL, you're in the top 1%.
Yeah.
So there's no excuses for like being a bad team, et cetera. Like when you play like that and you're hitting your receivers consistently at that rate, I mean, that's next level stuff.
Yeah, next level. And Patriots are a team to look out for.
Yeah.
Kind of I would say they're talked about, but not extremely talked about in terms of being a really good squad. But definitely getting some statement wins. We saw they win over the Bills. This is a good win for them as well. Like, they're getting statement wins. They're winning the games they need to win. It'll be interesting, 5-6 weeks from now, where are they at from there. Should we move on now? I don't want to go too far.
I just was going to mention that Pop Douglas catch. That was a big turning point in the game. I mean, he snagged it.
Yeah.
One hand, pulled it in, got the first down,
Yeah.
put them in scoring, even closer to the scoring range. Yeah. Pats are looking good this year.
It's not just him, too. I mean, Patriots have struggled for a little bit. They drafted a couple wide receivers a couple years ago that didn't really work out. But like Keyshawn Booty.
Yeah.
Booty. And Pop Douglas, obviously Stephon Diggs. Like Drake May has a good wide receiving core.
Yeah.
And that helps, obviously, a
100%.
lot.
Yeah.
And that's something the Patriots really haven't seen in, I would say, a couple of years. They kind of have struggled actually having a solid wide receiving core and a solid quarterback. I feel like for the last 5 or 6 years, they've had one or the other, and now it's both together, and they're cooking for that reason.
Yeah, and one more thing on that. With all the drama surrounding Stephon Diggs, you would think that this wide receiver room would struggle a little bit just because, when you see older receivers around the league, when they go to weaker teams like Calvin Ridley's, like DeAndre Hopkins.
Or like Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, that was a top receiver in the league at one point, went to a weaker team, and their career slowly declined. I think Stephon Diggs is, he's showing that he's still there. He's still one of the best receivers in this league, and he's still putting up the numbers, and he's leading this wide receiver room to actually being a solid wide receiver room in the league.
For sure.
Absolutely.
So, moving on now.
I got a
big talking point from the last podcast.
I got to hit like a victory dance or something when this comes up.
So, Elias, if you missed the last podcast, said if the Panthers lost to the Jets, he would do a punishment.
Yeah.
Now, thank God they didn't lose for you, but it was close.
This was a bad game.
It was close.
It was a really bad game. Shout out to Panthers, though, because they saved me from having to be in our college's dining commons for 12 straight hours.
That was going to be the challenge.
That was thank you, Panthers defense, because the Panthers offense struggled throughout. But J.C. Horn had 2 picks in this one, including a crazy one-handed snag in the end zone. And not just him, Derek Brown, 7 tackles, 2 sacks, 3 QB hits. The Panthers defense and Ejiro Evero, the defensive coordinator, have made huge strides from last year. They were ranked last in run defense last year, pretty bad in the pass defense as well. Picked up some big names in free agency, but overall that group has just improved so much that the Panthers' sorry offense was able to be carried by that defense.
Yeah, Justin Fields, man.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
What's going on? I mean, it didn't work out at the Bears, and he keeps getting given chances here, and I feel like we're starting to see now with the Jets that maybe Justin Fields isn't that good.
Yeah. I mean, Tyrod Taylor played.
Yeah,
Tyrod Taylor played. And I mean, I can't say he was great, but he was something compared to what Justin Fields was giving out. And obviously last week, Justin Fields in that offense struggled big time, barely picked up positive yardage throughout the game. So, yeah, I mean, in last week's episode, we were talking about, is it time, for the Jets to trade some players, build up some draft capital?
The answer is yes.
They're sitting at 0-8, so I would say yes.
Yeah, it's time to start evaluating your quarterback one. I mean, when Tyrod Taylor came on the field, it honestly didn't look much different than Fields.
Yeah.
Not much was happening on the offensive end. It was just punt after punt, 3 and outs.
Yeah.
They have a problem there in New York.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like it's a weird thing this week. We saw a lot of backup quarterbacks come into games. We'll get there as we go, but, I mean, just to jump ahead real fast, like Chiefs, Gardner Minshew came in for a quarter. A couple other quarterbacks I'm trying to think. Quinn Ewers came in for a quarter, which actually is the next thing we have on here, so we might as well get into that.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing about the Panthers real quick. If you didn't see Bryce Young, high ankle sprain. So the return of the Red Rocket in Carolina, Andy Dalton, another one of those older guys, will get to start next week against the Bills, which is terrifying. But, Panthers defense. Maybe the Panthers defense could do something
who knows?
there.
Anything can happen.
Help us out. But, yeah, let's go right into the Dolphins.
Yeah, so we talked about it was probably one of the hardest games for us to pick.
Yeah.
Because we both were just like, how do we even think about this?
Both these teams stink.
And we thought it might be actually a decent game, and it was quite honestly the opposite. The Browns just killed the Dolphins. I mean, absolute massacre. 31-6 final score. Quinshawn Judkins,
Yep.
3 touchdowns for 84 yards. That's a performance you want to be seeing.
Yeah, especially from
Browns.
Your rookie running backs.
Yes, the man out of Ohio State. I believe it is Ohio State. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It is Ohio State.
Wow. Yeah. So they have their running back one.
Yep.
And they are struggling offensively. We talked about a couple weeks ago. There was a lot of hype around their defense. Myles Garrett, absolutely dominating off the edge. But yeah, the Browns steamrolled the Dolphins here.
Yep.
Tua Tagovailoa with 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
And then getting benched by Quinn Ewers, who,
he just climbed up the depth chart too. He was QB3 up until I think right before this game. Mike McDaniels probably was like, "Oh God, it's gonna happen, isn't it?" So he elevated Ewers, and I mean, better than Tua because he didn't throw 3 picks.
And the funny thing here is the Jets traded Zach Wilson to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And they're worse than the Dolphins.
The Jets franchise just
even
so
at the
bad.
bottom, there's levels to it. There's levels to it. But I don't know if you guys saw after the game, or maybe in preparation for this week's game, there's a press conference with Mike McDaniels, and essentially he said, "Well, I hope we don't throw 10 picks next game."
Yeah.
So expectations are very low in Miami, and rightfully so. It's time to go.
I agree. It's time to go. I also think Mike McDaniel is time to go too.
It's time to go.
After his last concussion, I honestly thought he was done. I thought he was.
I
thought that he was just gonna, that was it. Because concussions are nothing to mess around with.
Yeah.
It's a rebuild. It's time to just rebuild. I don't know what they'd be rebuilding. To be fair,
I mean, they have A-Chain, who either you can make that like your franchise guy, or you trade him and get draft capital.
Which I think that's probably what
they're going to do.
Actually, to rewind a little bit here on the Jets, trading wise, maybe you get some value out of Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
Yeah, big value.
That's a good trading option right there,
Yeah.
especially to get maybe a quarterback option.
Yeah.
Something.
And Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall.
Yes.
Like those are all guys that you're going to trade them for a high draft pick. Maybe not a first rounder, but second and third rounders are just as valuable as we've seen.
Yep. Moving on, my team. It's time to talk.
Happy days for you.
About the Chiefs. Oh my gosh. I mean, honestly, we missed the first half of that game. We were kind of peeking at. I guess I missed it. I don't know what you were doing. Did you watch it?
I was working and I was on the clock, but also maybe watching Red Zone.
Yeah, so I was commentating women's soccer, and we actually had it on in the Red Zone in the booth. So we were giving live updates for the Patriots and the Chiefs during the game.
There you go.
Ryan Hearn, shout out Ryan Hearn if you're watching this podcast. He literally put graphics up for the live scores like all the time. He put up a full graphic of all the games. He put up live scores for the Patriots, and then I asked him to do one Chiefs one, and he did. And I was like, my guy. Anyways, this is the Chiefs that have been. I mean, they are back to who they have been for the last 5, 6, 7 years. 6, 7.
Nice.
I mean, this was a showing out of Mahomes, a vintage Mahomes moment. Rashee Rice comes back, gets 2 touchdowns. And defensively for the Chiefs, absolute masterclass.
Yeah.
Shut down Ashton Genty, who's been performing pretty well recently. Shut down the whole Raiders offense so they could only get 3 first downs. They ran 30 scrimmage plays, and the Chiefs had 30 first downs.
Genty had 21 yards.
Yeah. How do you shut down a guy that's been cooking recently?
And a quarterback that leads, or in the previous years, had led the league in passing attempts.
Yeah, that's true.
Insane. The last time the last time any team only has had 3 first downs in the history of the NFL was actually the Raiders in 2008. And they had 93 total team yards. I think I mentioned that. And this was the first Chiefs shutout since 2011, which is before Andy Reid's era. Yeah. So Andy Reid has never had a shutout with the Chiefs until now. The other thing I would mention is just kind of the running back core. We've talked about Brashard Smith, who is not a very known guy. I bet you guys do you even know who I'm talking about?
Rookie out of SMU. Don't test me. Don't test me.
He's always been a guy I've been kind of saying, like, I want to see him get some more touches. This game actually got a lot more touches. Pacheco played really well himself as well. Kareem Hunt did his job. I think now our running backs are kind of starting to find where they fit in the offense. Mm-hmm. Additionally, now with Rice back, Worthy cooking, Kelsey doing his job as much as he can do. He's not the same Kelsey, but he's still Travis Kelsey.
He's not showing out, but he's definitely a tight end that you want in your offense.
Yeah,
and he's a guy obviously on that team that he commands respect.
If he's talking about blocks, then you can't complain.
Yeah, and then we talk about Tyquan Thornton, who's just one of those guys that's like, oh, they doubled Rice, they doubled Worthy. I'll throw it to Tyquan Thornton for a 70-yard game.
And you saw Mahomes in previous weeks taking shots down the field at Thornton.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what's so sick, and it's been so consistent with the Chiefs' offense for years, is just speedsters.
Yeah.
And if you have a speedster and they're covering wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, they're going to leave maybe a nickel on a speedster. Like, that's a matchup that you want.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. And we saw that when it was like the Tyreek Hill and McCole Hardman at the same time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And that's just what the Chiefs did this weekend.
They do that.
It's a lot of high-scoring games this weekend.
I know.
Colts-Chargers 38-24 in favor of the Colts.
And I called Chargers last week, so
I honestly going into this week, I was saying the Colts. I don't think the Chargers are that legit. Yeah. I'm going to be honest. No Hampton this week.
No Harris.
And Herbert's shown signs of inconsistency throughout the years of being in the league. He's either great or he's not, and it kind of showed in this game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Taylor wasn't touched on touchdown runs of 23, 8, and 19 yards. He had 16 carries for 94 yards with 3 touchdowns. And here's what he had to say after the game. When you have an offensive line like we have, I tried to give them as much praise as possible because they do a lot of the heavy lifting and dirty work, and they really make the job easy. Well, that's the case, too, because only 1 sack the whole game allowed. So, I mean, it's really the offensive line. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor's a beast.
Yes.
And obviously, the Colts offensively in general are a beast. But that comes down to a lot of things. And the fact that Jonathan Taylor's respecting that in a post-game interview, he could easily talk about the 3 touchdowns he scored.
Yeah.
Talks about those guys. Shows that it's a good connection there. The Chargers never even led that game. And they lost for the 3rd time in 4 games. Despite a career-high 420 passing yards and 3 touchdowns for Justin Herbert. So it's really not that the Chargers are bad offensively. It's more like they just struggle to keep themselves in games.
Yeah, maybe what I said earlier wasn't exactly it. But I feel like, I don't know, I just can't trust the Chargers. I just feel like they're just inconsistent, you know.
I don't think they have enough yet.
Yeah.
I really don't. Offensively or defensively. I mean, like their wide receiver one right now is Quentin Johnson?
Yes, Johnson.
Quentin Johnson.
Yes.
Who is good, right? But he's not like a wide receiver one that you would pair with pretty much any other team's wide receiver.
Sure,
You know what I mean?
that's
Like
true.
he's a wide receiver 2 playing wide receiver 1.
Exactly.
So until they get I mean, they have McConkey too, but like he's still he's in the growing phase.
Yeah, he's still developing for sure.
He's developing. So without a running game, Justin Herbert did probably as much as he could have done.
Yeah, without Omari and Hampton, it really changes the game. And I think that's where we've seen the Chargers start to struggle. Now that he's out, it's just they have to rely on Herbert too much. Yeah. And Herbert can do that. He throws for 420 passing yards, but then defensively, the defense has to show up.
And the Colts are good.
And
the Colts are good.
Yeah.
We're not talking about like just lousy defense. We're talking about a great offense against a bang average defense.
True.
Yeah.
Moving on, Elias.
Let's do it.
Go for it.
All right. Giants, Broncos, and next to it, Carson has labeled best game ever.
Giants, Broncos, man. What
I think it was
a game.
Kieron texted me. I don't know. Was it during? No, it was after the game.
Right,
and then I showed up
game.
and I saw you where we were, and we talked about that game. One of the most insane games I think I've ever seen.
Wow.
Actually, more like one of the most insane last 15 minutes of a game I've ever seen. Elias, you missed it, right?
I missed it. I saw. I watched the highlights, which don't do it justice.
No.
But yeah, you guys got to take this one away.
Yeah, I mean, dude, if the Giants don't sell the game, they win that.
100%.
I think for both teams, honestly, I'm happy with how the Giants. If you're a Giants fan, you got to be happy with how this team is developing.
Oh yeah.
You
got to be happy with Bo Nix.
Yeah, you got to be happy with Bo Nix.
Or sorry. Backwards. Jackson Dart.
Well, yes. Bo Nix did have 280 yards as well. So from a like a neutral standpoint, this was a crazy game. It's just a really offense going. I mean, the Giants shut them down for a majority of the game until the fourth quarter.
Literally, they scored 33 points in the fourth quarter,
which is crazy.
So, this is I have a couple of weird stats here. 1,602 consecutive games where a team has been up 18 points in the final 6 minutes, 18 or more, in the final 6 minutes of the game. For 1,602 consecutive games, they have won. This one, they lost.
Every week, it's like one of these crazy stats that Carson pulls out.
You're a crazy stat guy.
Blows my mind. That's a lot. That's a lot of football that's been played.
Stat.
That's a great stat.
And there was 3 lead changes in the final last minute 51, which is crazy.
Insane.
So if you missed it, like Elias,
Dang it.
basically the Broncos went down, scored, and then Jackson Dart had the drive of his life.
Yeah.
Help with a little bit of officiating, because I think they got like a 40 yards worth of penalties due to like a pass interference and then like a hold, and all of a sudden they're on like the 2-yard line, and Jackson Dart did great. And then with 30 seconds left, no timeouts, Bo Nix put together himself an all-time drive, and they won off a field goal. Now, the biggest thing takeaway-wise for the Giants is they missed 2 extra points in that game, which in the end cost them the game.
Yeah.
And that last extra point they missed was the last time they scored.
Yeah.
So had they would have kicked that, they would have tied. Or was it overtime? Bo Nix, 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns, 279 yards and 279 yards passing, 48 yards rushing. Jackson Dart also had himself a game, 3 touchdowns, 283 yards, but an interception, which again proves to be the change in the game.
Yeah, and I was watching his like post-game reaction. He was just saying, I need to be better, which of course is true, but also, young man, I'm 22 years old, but young man, it's your rookie season in the league.
Yeah.
You're bound to have a moment like this, and it's a learning experience for a rookie quarterback.
For sure.
And he played his heart out, and sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Sometimes
Exactly.
it is.
Yep. That's just how things go sometimes in sports.
Absolutely.
Moving on. Go ahead, Elias.
All right, so we have the Packers, Cardinals. Packers walk out of that one 27-23 winners. Josh Jacobs runs for 2 touchdowns. Micah Parsons, 3 sacks. Great on both sides of the ball from the Packers. Mm-hmm. What are we thinking?
Josh Jacobs, like you mentioned, showed up big time. And the Cardinals are a good squad. We talked about them last week. They put up a good performance. I think they played the Colts, right?
Yeah.
They put up a good performance against the Colts. And it was a good game overall. I honestly don't have a lot of information on either team that I could get down in the nitty-gritty. Hopefully Ron has a little bit of info.
Yeah, actually.
Talk, Ron. Speak.
You put me on the spot a little bit here.
Well, you said, I have all this information, I swear.
The bright lights.
I don't have all this information. I do have, I like the Packers a lot. I mean, they started slow offensively in this game, but then they picked it up a bit. There was a lot of talk around their wide receiver room in the offseason last year. Do they have a wide receiver 1 was the conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, with this core, I don't necessarily think that they need a wide receiver 1. They have guys that are consistent that can get open. They have specific plays designed for specific guys, and it proves to work.
It works. Romeo Dobbs? It's Dobbs.
It's Dobbs. I think it's Dobbs.
It's Dobbs. But 6 receptions, 72 yards. Tucker Kraft, the tight end.
He also had passing yards.
He did. Matthew Golden, the rookie out of Texas, has been a good fixture in this offense. Again, he's not the primary guy, but they run screen passes with him. He can play in the slot. Mm-hmm. He can play X sometimes. And they just have a good core. And Jordan Love's a good quarterback, so you're going to find those guys. They're going to get open.
Yeah, there was 14 points scored by the Packers in the fourth quarter, which was huge. And then I always got you with the weird stats or the weird headlines. So I bring it back again. The Packers signed kicker Lucas Havrisick, I think is how you say his name. He was a substitute teacher before getting signed.
I saw this.
And then not only did he get signed and kick, but he hit a franchise record 61-yard field goal at the end of the first half.
Yeah. That's wild.
Like, he could have been, like, in an elementary school just teaching some kids this week. But instead, no, in front of 70,000-plus people, cooking, winning a massive game for the Packers.
Yeah.
Making a boatload of cash.
Imagine, like, a couple weeks ago, that was your sub.
I know.
And then you turn on the TV and you're like, no way.
Those kids have a story to tell for the rest of their lives.
100%.
Jacoby Brissett, 280 yards passing.
Jacoby Brissett, we talked about it last week.
We did.
The guy's good.
The guy is good.
The guy's good.
He is good.
I'm kind of to the point where, like,
He's played at the Raiders, right?
He played with the Patriots. That's where he started out.
He's played all over.
He's played all over.
He's been around the league.
He's a journeyman, as they say. But
ran through.
Yeah. But yeah, yes, they've lost in the last 2 weeks, but his performances, I don't know if Kyler Murray played, would he be playing better than how Jacoby Brissett's been in the last 2 weeks?
True.
That's the question that the Cardinals have to ask themselves.
Because, I feel like you have the same questions, maybe not on the level as Fields.
Yeah.
But with Kyler Murray being a smaller quarterback and consistently struggling a bit, never really taking the Cardinals to the playoffs or even in a playoff run.
It's true.
He also has weapons offensively. They have a good tight end. They have
great tight end.
They have Marvin Harrison, who's also only had 2 receptions, but it's Marvin Harrison, good receiver. Zay Jones, Michael Wilson, also solid receivers.
Yeah.
Is Kyler Murray the answer for the Cardinals?
I don't know. I mean,
or is Jacoby Brissett the answer for the Cardinals?
Yeah.
I mean, long term, I would say, like you said, Ron, the Kyler Murray has consistently struggled to get them to the playoffs, to get them making a run. And when you talk about a franchise quarterback, those things are givens. Like that's my franchise quarterback is getting me to the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing that, I don't know. I don't think we'll see it this year.
Raises
but
questions.
There's questions there. There's lingering questions down in Arizona.
Yeah. Cowboys, Commanders. High scoring game once again, but I have in my notes I'm lazy. So I didn't watch that game. So, Ron, what do you know about the Cowboys?
All right, let's see.
So, Commanders?
The Cowboys again. The Cowboys are the Cowboys, man.
Yeah.
Also, like I said about the Chargers, inconsistent team.
But
they either go
were they
off-
not consistent this week?
This week they were quite good.
44-22 final score in favor of the Cowboys. Go ahead.
Another
Rob.
Dak Prescott, great performance.
Masterclass.
Getting his wide
nice, Carson.
getting both receivers, Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, touches on the ball. Pickens with 82 yards, CeeDee Lamb with a whopping 110 and a touchdown.
Yeah. The Pickens trade has really worked out in Dallas. Takes a little bit of heat off of CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
You have, usually what teams have been doing is that they'll take their cornerback 1 and put him on Pickens, and then usually it's a cornerback 2 who's on Lamb, which is just
It's tough to defend.
unfortunate for that guy.
Yeah.
that's
It's going to be a long day for that fella.
yeah, that's a bummer for the secondary every time. But another guy I want to talk about, Javonte Williams.
Ooh.
I think I talked about him. I don't know if it was in the first episode, maybe the second, but I was like, this is a guy who was inconsistent in Denver, kind of like never really established himself as the guy in the running back room. Signs here as a free agent, just pops. He's been so good all year. 19 carries, 116 yards, and a touchdown. I mean,
What you want?
what else do you want?
From a free agent specifically, too.
Yeah, a guy you spend, and not that much. His contract is not that crazy.
And that's ideal if you're the Cowboys.
Yeah.
His average in the last 5 games has been 42 yards. And then, you got 85.
Yeah.
Or 116.
Yeah.
And then, exactly
Solid.
what you need.
Yeah.
Especially when your wide receiving core is also cooking.
Exactly.
You have both. And then you face a pretty good team in the Commanders.
Pretty good team
Pretty good.
that's now below 500. So
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
They're
questions
struggling
also
with their quarterback room right now. You know, it looks like Mariota got some snaps.
Yeah.
Yep.
Daniel's struggling with injury.
Yeah, which is rough.
Yeah.
And Jalen Lane, the rookie. Wait, Carson, look this up, but I need to be right on this. Jalen Lane. Oh, Iowa State, or maybe that's Jalen Noel.
Jalen Lane.
Or Tennessee.
Hold on. I'm going to his Wikipedia.
Oh God, I feel like I'm gonna be wrong about this.
I'm going to give you one more guess. You're never going to get it.
Jalen Lane.
It could be an FBS school.
He was in my.
Oh.
He was in so many mock drafts of mine last.
Actually,
Virginia
I'm
Tech?
just going to.
Yeah, just tell me because I'm out.
So he actually first went to Middle Tennessee State University from 2020 to 2022,
Shout out Middle Tennessee.
recording 124 receptions for 1,528 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Oof.
Then he was like, yeah, I'm better than these guys. I'm going to Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech.
In 2023, he played 24 games over 2 seasons, recorded 79 receptions for 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns.
All right, so shout out Jalen Lane. He played well in that game. 3 receptions, 60 yards.
Yep.
Not Jaden Daniels threw for 156, so that's that's a lot. I can't do math, but
It's a lot, dude.
that's most of it.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
it's a good portion of it.
It's a good portion of it.
Yep.
Let's move.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah,
Let's get into it.
let's get into it.
We watched both of these games together yesterday, Elias.
We did.
We were more focused probably on the first than the second.
Yeah.
We'll start with the first. Lions, Bucks. Interesting game.
I thought that was going to be the game of the week.
I did too. I was really
Considering-
excited, and it kind of was boring.
Yeah, it was kind of boring, low scoring on the Bucks end. You know, I was saying it going into the week, or towards the end of the week before they played to you specifically, Carson. I was saying this could be Baker Mayfield's MVP
Yeah.
shout. You know,
We talked about this, and it was honestly a big moment for both teams, really, because coming off of the loss to the Chiefs, the Lions kind of needed to prove that they were still a force to be reckoned with, playing a good team in the Bucks. But then at the same time, it's Baker Mayfield keeping the, hey, I should be an MVP this season rumors going. And it kind of was in the Lions' favor. And interesting because Baker, honestly, he played okay. He never scored. We were watching that game for so long. He threw for what, like 210 yards?
228.
228.
Yeah.
So if you had Baker
On 50 passing attempts.
yeah, which is weird.
Yeah.
If you had Baker on your parlay, which I know quite a few people that might have
Yeah.
had that, he actually ended up hitting it by the grace of God at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they really sold because they were inside the 10 with like, what was it, like 6 minutes remaining or something?
Yep.
They're inside the 10, and I'm like, oh, yes. Not that I would have money on the game or anything, but if you hypothetically needed him to get a second passing touchdown, and he hypothetically threw it into the end zone, and his receivers just didn't catch it, that's what happened, and you lost.
Yeah.
So, but great performance from the Lions.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Baller.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Guy racked up like 35 points for me in fantasy. But
we
off
kind of talked about this, too.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Off 17 carries, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns, and I think what Carson's referring to is in that split backfield.
Yep.
Gibbs is now the guy.
Emerging.
Monty is kind of taking a back seat. Obviously, he's a great running back, but Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, is firmly that guy.
100%.
You kind of see a Chiefs thing going on here with Jahmyr Gibbs being your open field running back and then Kareem Hunt
100%.
going into the red zone. You can kind of do that here with Montgomery being a bigger back.
Yeah, except so we actually said that exact same thing last night, and I was like, oh, now here's where Montgomery's going to get in. And they were like, no, let's just keep feeding Gibbs. So I agree with what you're saying, and I think that's how they should probably use it. And down the stretch, they probably will do more of that. But I think they keep feeding Gibbs because he's freaking balling.
I mean, if he's cooking, he's cooking, right?
You feed the hot hand.
Yeah, you got to keep giving him the ball. But maybe when he's not doing so good, you move Montgomery into the red zone. I also wanted to point out that early on in the game, Mike Evans completely
getting hurt really ruined the game.
That kind of took away any momentum they had going into the game. I mean, that was like a 70-yard passing. He caught it. I think that was a catch.
We had this argument last night too.
Me and Claudio were going back and forth about this. We were certain that was a catch because if you look at the replay, he's out, but he still has the ball. And before he goes out, both knees hit the ground.
Yeah.
I'm not a referee.
I was on the no catch train. I don't remember where Elias was. I know Tiago and Luke were on the. It was a catch train.
I was on the catch train too. I mean, that's what you look for, right? Like, did he get his feet in? But when you get your knee in, your elbow in, and I mean, that's a sure thing, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, NFL officiating can go one of two ways.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly been a talk of the last couple of weeks is those catches. Specifically, I feel like we keep seeing them where the ground, like once the receiver kind of catches it and then they make it to the ground, sometimes the refs will rule it a complete pass, sometimes it'll be an incomplete pass, and I think there's a lot of frustrated players on the consistency. They're like, hey, we're not saying you're right or you're wrong. It's just like we need to know what we need to do different so then we can actually catch the ball properly. If we think we caught it and you guys say we didn't, but then the next ref the next week says we did, inconsistency. So I wonder if that will change here in the future.
Yeah.
And one last thing before we move on from the Lions, I also want to point out their linebacker coach stepping up as the new defensive coordinator.
Dude,
talk
about a coach.
Making a statement.
Dude, also, that guy is just freaking electric, too.
Yeah.
Like, they kept panning to him, and he's, like, pumped up. Yeah. And I saw that guy, and I was like, that's a freaking defensive
That's who you want to play for. That's who you want to play for.
What a guy.
Combined
I'm going to find this guy's name.
Yeah, let's find his
name.
Combined
with him and Dan Campbell, like, talk about getting fired up before a freaking game. Mm-hmm. Dan Campbell, like, there's no bigger guy that I want to play for than Dan Campbell. He's my favorite coach in the league, and he gets freaking 100% energy 100% of the time. And his defensive coordinator, you're going to find the name here in a second, Ron, is a freaking beast as well, and a scary dude to look at. I'm telling you, this guy, if he was still in the league, I'd still be scared.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, and that kind of energy is like
it's contagious.
It rubs off on people.
Yeah, it's contagious.
I mean, you saw it. The DBs were making plays. Safeties were making plays. Even at one point, there was a linebacker down in the backfield that was in coverage with, I believe it was Sterling Shepard. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you're watching this, correct me if I'm wrong. But he made a play on the ball, and it was a touchdown if Sterling Shepard caught that ball.
Yeah.
And you'd rarely ever see a linebacker drop into the backfield, especially with faster receivers.
Yep. Yeah, and that guy's name, that is Sean Dion Hamilton.
Shout out him, man.
Shout out Sean Dion
legit
Hamilton,
defensive coordinator.
Yeah, you got a place in this league for a while. Let's move.
Also, Kelvin Shepard, the defensive coordinator for the Lions, also beast.
Also a beast.
Move to the last game of the night. We stayed up way too late.
Yeah. If this reaches you guys on the West Coast, it was probably a much easier evening. We stayed up until almost 2.
I think I didn't leave your house till 1:30 last night.
Yeah, I wasn't in bed till 2, and I was just frustrated watching that game. That was so frustrating.
We kept just like being mad. I mean, how many freaking fumbles and interceptions and weird stuff. We had that weird fumble like out of the end zone.
Yeah, the touchback the safety that was
a touchback,
been a
but
touchback,
then also
but
was like a.
But it's also 1st and 10 at the 15.
And then it was also 2nd and 15 at the same time because they accepted a illegal shift penalty. I was so confused.
Yeah, no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
But for the Texans, I also think they kind of have a quarterback problem. I don't think C.J. Stroud is that good.
We were saying that last night.
Same
with Nick Chubb.
Yeah, and what I was saying about that is hold your horses just a second, because I've seen this before. I've seen this before with a certain Bryce Young. Okay? I mean, obviously, they're in the same draft class, 1 and 2, whatever.
Yeah.
Good friends also. But when you have a really bad O-line and your wide receiver room is full of, besides Nico Collins, rookies and guys with not that much experience, it's tough to make plays.
Yeah.
I mean, he was getting pressured. He wasn't even going to pick up, like, his running backs weren't picking up the safeties that were rushing, the nickel corners that were rushing. He was getting blown up.
Additionally, their wide receivers just weren't getting open.
Yeah, and they weren't catching the ball. Yeah. I mean, that's that Hutchinson, Noel, Jaden Higgins.
Yeah.
All 3 of those guys I think are rookies. Hutchinson might be in his 2nd or 3rd year. But,
yeah, I mean, even the guys commentating the game were mentioning it that all these guys are rookies. I mean, it's really hard to expect a big game against a solid defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the Seahawks, I get to pat myself on the back again because JSN is really that guy.
He is that guy. We talked about this last night.
And, I mean, Ron, what do you get for receiving yards?
For receiving yards, 123 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
8 receptions.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold had a good game.
Sam Darnold did have a good game. But, I mean, he did have that fumble in the end zone. But JSN is an elite NFL wide receiver. I'm not nervous about saying that anymore. That's just like a blatant fact, I feel like.
Yeah, we said I think he's top 3 in the league.
Yeah.
And you said it was a hot take last week. I think it's less of a hot take.
I don't think it's a hot take
just
at
a
all
take.
I think it's a fact now.
I think it's a fact now. Yeah.
JSN is him.
Yeah.
He is him.
He's like that.
You saw the Houston Texans literally mad because he was going off.
Yeah.
They tried to jump that man.
Yeah. And also, you're like they tried to jump him. They're like a wide receiver 1 when it's just like the quarterback can just be like, screw it. He's down there somewhere.
Yeah.
And just heave it and he's got it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the making of your guy.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
You also see a 2 running back thing going on in Seattle as well between Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet.
Yeah, but I don't think Kenneth Walker's been putting up what he needs to do.
Yeah, that's why I think Charbonnet's been getting more touches.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, Charbonnet, I saw a stat when I was watching the game. He hasn't scored. I think he has 5 rushing touchdowns on the season, including 2 yesterday. He hasn't scored outside of the 5-yard line. So, like, he's your short yardage. He's your bull.
Yeah.
They were calling him a bull yesterday. And, yeah, Kenneth Walker, it felt like he was getting eaten up in the backfield a lot. So, I don't know. Charbonnet's not really a speedster. I don't think he's a 3-down back. But also Kenneth Walker, maybe not that guy either.
He's that power back, that bully in the backfield that you need to just, put your head down and, give a linebackers, show them what you got.
Some CTE.
Yeah.